Hey YouTube, Vinny here with another edition of Cap of the Week, and this week we're going to take a look at the Toronto Blue Jays, and we're going to go turn back the clock with two different styles. Here we have the Toronto Blue Jays home cap from the 1980s, 1990s, and here we have the Toronto Blue Jays home cap from the 2000s. Now they look exactly the same, but there are distinct differences between the two caps, so let's get into it. So this is the design here. This is the original Blue Jays design cap that was in use from 1977 to 1996. Has the old school Blue Jay with the maple leaf there on the side, and has the trucker front panel. And this was the cap that they wore on home and away until I think 1989, when the Blue Jays went all blue throughout for their home cap till 1996. And this is actually part of the New Era Diamond Collection. So now you have the Authentic Collection. Before then it was the Diamond Collection. So that's just what they branded it as such back then. And you take a look, it's a wool cap. It's 100% wool except for these two front panels. These seem to be nylon panel caps. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it is not a wool material. So I think the Expos and the Blue Jays were the only teams I can think of off the top of my head, and the Brewers I think too, that had the front panel, the trucker panel, on some of their caps. And so we take a look in the back. There is no MLB logo, as this is an original cap from the 80s / maybe early 1990s. There is no MLB logo on the back. We flip it up and we take a look and we see beautiful green Kelly green underbrim. These were the brims that classically New Era sells as throwbacks. So not all the teams had it. Some teams did have gray, but green was used up till 1993, according to the ball cap blog. And so the Blue Jays actually used to have a gray brim, and then they went to green, and then they went back to gray when everyone switched over. So not necessarily older caps, not all caps will have green. But we take a look on the inside, white sweatband. You see there's no markings. Modern caps now have the New Era logo on all the tape parts, and so it's a really clean cap. You see here the tag, Authentic, Diamond Collection, Major League Baseball, New Era, Pro Model, and you have the size. It's just a simple size 7 instead of adding all the extra information. And so this cap I don't wear because I don't have a double, but it is a pretty cool cap from back in the day with the green. If you can get in your size. I've seen these on eBay for decent prices, like 15 bucks and less. So it's actually cheaper than a New Era cap you can buy retail, for 35 bucks. So it's pretty cool to have the hang tag as well, because if you're buying online, it's tough to know whether caps are used or not, so no one's going to be wearing the cap with the tag like that, as you see this these days. And so let's look at the newer replica. So these caps were made for the Blue Jays from 2008-2010 as part of their Throwback Thursday, where they wore the throwback uniforms one day a week at home. And so it's pretty much the same design. There are some minor exceptions to the details. This is more of a raised embroidery. Maybe the colors are a little bit off, but by and large, it's pretty much the same cap. But it is 100% polyester all the way around. There's no nylon front backing, so it is all polyester. I've worn this a lot in hot and cold weather. So now this white has become more of a cream color due to the sweat. I mean, that's the risk you run with having a white front panel. Any white colored caps you might have sweat through. So you take a look at the back. Because this was in the polyester era, you have a black sweatband. You also have a black brim. You have the raised MLB logo in the back. And then you have your standard tags, New Era Authentic Collection. By this time it was the Authentic Collection. New Era Performance Headwear in a size 7, which I also give it to you in metric. And you also take a look, they have the branded 5950 logos on the tape. And even here, I don't know if you could see it, but there is a New Era logo on the button. So it's pretty interesting that they've branded, everything out of it. So there you go. There's a look at the old and the new. And you can see how New Era has kind of evolved in the last 20 plus years. Anyway, guys, for the next cap of the week, see ya.